Good evening, race fans. Welcome to a sunny, overcast night at the USA International Speedway. Welcome to the mainly ductless heating and air conditioning Maine racing series here tonight as they get ready to go with a brand new sponsor on board to bringing you all the action for the 21 season, remainder of the season. And we got to thank them, mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, give them a call, 857-526-5443. And tonight's presenting sponsor, it is Ryan's Concrete Coating. They have 62 flake color options. The sky is the limit in transforming your space while investing to protect and preserve your concrete surfaces. Call them today. Check their workout on Facebook. And you can also give them a call at 207-745-3411 to schedule a free estimate. My name is Al Smith. They also call myself the Boss Man here. Well, thank you for tuning in to what should be a great evening of racing. Coming at us, over 37 drivers now signed in to do race battle for you all here tonight on what is going to be a very fast racetrack. Right now, less than 0.8 of a second separating first from 35th on the speed charts. And as we get ready to go with our first qualifier of the evening, this is how it'll be lined up here for heat race number 1 coming at us. And on the pole will be the number 93, that is Dan Collins. The outside will be the number 17, that is Jason Ricker. Jason Ricker on the outside of row number 1. Row number 2, we'll see Adam Joslin in car number 83. To his outside, the number 5, that is Dominic Curett. Shane Lake will start 5th in car number 970. Followed outside of him, his dancing partner will be the number 48, that is Brian Treadwell. Cameron Richard will start in the number 7 spot in car number 7. Alan Grass in car number 08. Matthew Burgoyne and Travis Poliat rounding out your 10-car field, and that is how they will pull away here from the front stretch as the pace car, the Ford Mustang, starts to pull away. We welcome you out here for Ryan's Concrete Coating Night. Here, let's take a look at some race information as they pace here for heat race number 1. It is a 76 degrees, 37% humidity, so very dry out there tonight. Track temperature 80 degrees. Expect that to fall as nighttime will work its way in here as well. Last week's winner, last time we saw it, is the mainly ductless heating and air conditioning super late model Maine sim racing series. They were at Lanier for the Dave's World's Boss Hog 150, and it was Max Cookson picking up the win. Matthew Burgoyne, bridesmaid once again, opening up that points lead. We'll talk about the points a little bit later on. And Tyler Jalbert in that 04 rounded out your top 3. So that's how they look coming into tonight's racing action. We go high above, looking down at the 10-car heat race field for heat race number 1. Hopefully you're all doing out there well. As the field paces down the back stretch, we will get a look as the pace car will clip down on the pit road. The field works through turns 3 and 4. The final time under pace speed. Pace car is in. We're coming off turn number 4. Green flag is up. Heat race number 1 is underway. Ricker jumping to the outside, way up the racetrack. He's going to lose 1-2 spots. He cuts it back down. He's got Adam Joslin to his inside. Joslin in that black and green number 83. He works to the inside of the 9. That is Jason Ricker, 17 for your scoring purposes. As Collins is going to lead lap number 1. We got contact here, and it looks like Ricker involved. Yellow flag coming out in our first heat race. No, they stay green. Shane Lake and Alan Grass also involved. Now the caution will come out. That all started off at turn number 4. It looked like Shane Lake maybe getting the worst of that right front, really torn up on that Chevrolet. Let's take a look back at the Ryan Concrete and Coating replay. Yeah, the 970, a lake gets sideways up off the corner, and then it was all on behind him. He kind of gets away with a good Alan Grass. Let's take a look and see what happened to him. They check up, he checks up, and then the 7 of Richard just gets in the back of him. Ricker also involved in a little bit of an incident down there going in the entrance to turn number 1, along with the number 5 of Curate. So Tough Lake, Shane Lake got a little bit loose up off of turn number 4, and then the 08 had to check up. That's Alan Grass. And Richards had nowhere to go. Just got to the back bumper of the 08, and that hooked him hard. Right-hand turn into the outside concrete barrier. Race leader to 93, that is Dan Collins. He's up on the front of this one. Adam Joslin had started third, and that on the inside line, he'll have to now start to the outside on the next restart. One car expiring, that is the number 5 of Dominic Curate. He's going to have to come from the last chance qualifiers later on here tonight. So the field doubles up here as we get ready to go with our restart, and it'll be 7 laps to go when we get the green flag. So unfortunate for Dominic Curate. He has pulled it into the pits. Brian Treadwell runs there in your number 3 spot. Richards will restart on the outside of row number 2. Then is Travis Poliot and Jason Ricker. Matthew Burgoyne, Shane Lake, and Alan Grass rounds out your 9 cars left on the racetrack. 1 car on the pit road getting repairs made. That is Dominic Currick is the pace car. It's going to go to the safe haven of pit road. Off of turn number 4 they will come. Green flag is back out. And we are underway once again. Down in the turn number 1 they go. Look at Adam Joslin working the outside of the speedway. They come down the backstretch at us. Still a good battle side by side for that top spot. Collins going to jump out to race lead, and Joslin quickly will shut the door on Treadwell. Treadwell in the third. The top 4 will advance into the main event. Everybody else will have to come through the last chance showdowns a little bit later on here tonight. There's a good side-by-side. Ricker on the outside. Here comes Matthew Burgoyne. Burgoyne in the back of Richards. 3 wide down the backstretch. 0-3 of Poliot going to get, it'll turn sideways from the 7 of Richards. That gives Matthew Burgoyne the final transfer spot as these guys all battle it out for 5th on back. Up front, Adam Joslin gets the inside pass for your race lead here. Coming to 3 laps to go, this time off turn number 4. Collins works the outside of the speedway, trying to pinch Joslin down. Keeps the momentum there. At the line by a bumper. Joslin will lead lap number 9. Down the backstretch they go. Joslin now going to jump out as we look back here on the end at the back bumper here. Off of your race leader, Adam Joslin. He'll come off the corner. It'll be 2 laps to go. Two laps to go for Adam Joslin as he works off a turn number 2 down the backstretch. Now Matthew Burgoyne quick up to your 3rd spot, and not done yet as the white silk will fly. Barney throws the white rag. Final trip around the speedway. Can your points leader Matthew Burgoyne get up 1 spot? It's going to be worth 4 starting spots at least on the grid if he can. They'll sneak by Dan Collins. Collins will work to the ends, back to the back bumper. A little bit of a bumper tag that time through turns 3 and 4, but it'll be Adam Joslin picking up the heat race 1 win. Burgoyne will finish second. Collins and Treadwell all punching their ticket to the big dance. Ricker, Poliot, Lake Grass, Richard, and Curate will all have to go from the last chance showdowns that'll happen in a little bit's time. So heat race number 1 in the books. Now let's take a look at how heat race number 2 will take up to the grid. As Dan DeSanto will start on the outside of the front row. Ashton Burgess is your pole sitter in car number 43. Starting on the inside of row number 2, that'll be the 39. He's won the last 2 weeks. That is Max Cookson. Cookson in car number 39 will start third. Kenny Tripp will start fourth in car number 12. Scott Small in car number 10. He'll start in the 5th spot. Outside of him, his dancing partner, the number 38, that is Garrett Lamb. Garrett Lamb will start 6th. Trevor Graffam in car number 84. And Tyler Gelbert will be our 8th car starting field. You see Sean Kimball. He is the director of traffic up in the control tower. Mr. Sean Kimball. So he is slated to be our 9th driver. He will not take to the grid, as he is race control. We can thank him for making the night's run smooth out there. So as these guys sit on the racing grid, let's take a look at how the points look coming into tonight's racing action for the Maine Sim Racing Series, presented by Mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning. Matthew Burgoyne up on the top of it. We saw him in heat race number 1. He finished 2nd. Tyler Gelbert is 3rd. He's going to be starting in this heat race shotgun. So he saw how Burgoyne got through the field. He's going to have to keep up pace, try to stay in touch with him for tonight's feature event. Devin Landry sits 3rd. Garrett Lamb, Corey Bubar. Your top 5 and points as the field paces behind the Ford Mustang pace car as we get ready to go. So that's how your points look coming in to tonight's racing action. How will all shake out later on this evening? We will have to find out. But we thank y'all for tuning in. If you're first time tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the Ductless Air Conditioning Series here tonight, hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up. Let these drivers know that you appreciate what they are doing for you out there on the racetrack. Ashton Burgess in car number 34. He'll start on the inside. He has control of the field. Dan DeSanto in car number 68 up on the outside. Field works 2 turns 3 and 4. The pace car in the safe haven of the pit road. Green flag is up and heat race number 2 is underway. One car sideways, that's the number 10 of Scott Small. He'll keep it pointed in the right direction. A tough break for Small as he'll fall all the way back to the 8th position. Some more action. Garrett Lamb going around. The 68 of DeSanto also involved. So far we stay green, and now the yellow flag will come out as the 68 of DeSanto gets pointed back in the right direction. But that was an involvement again on opening lap, like we saw in heat race number 1. Let's take a look and see what happened to Dan DeSanto. Comes off turn number 4. See Kenny Tripp get a little bit sideways there. Here comes Lamb in car number 38, and Lamb just throws it in there. A little bit harder than DeSanto was going to put it in the corner. Let's go on board with Orion's concrete coating onboard camera with DeSanto. Like Lamb there, excuse me. Lamb gets into the back left rear quarter panel. And that's all that was wrote there. So Dan DeSanto started on the outside of the front row, and he was put back to the last place here after that incident with the 38 of Lamb. One driver that's going to help out is the number 10 of Scott Small. Small had an issue on the opening lap going into turn number 1. Got a little bit sideways, able to keep the car underneath him. But lost a lot of ground to the field. Yellow flag will allow him to get caught back up. Hard to believe we're already into the second week of 2021, and these guys had a little bit of a shake-up for the schedule. We won't see them again. They'll have a week off after tonight. We'll see them at the 27th. And then they run 3 races back-to-back, and the season finale will be March 6th, brought to us by Bruce Coulter Carpentry. It is the Oxford 250. It's going to be a big Saturday night show. You're going to want to tune in to that. March 6th, put it on your calendar. Looking forward to that as the field starts to form up double file. But Max Cookson looking to take the outside starting spot from our heat race here. Started third, up to the number 1 spot quickly, and that he has spelled trouble for the field. He's moved up in the state rankings. He had a rough start down at the Five Flags Speedway to start the season off. Then Max missed a few races, but since coming back, been unbeatable with his epic media number 39. Getting the heat in these tires, that actually does work here if you're new to the sim racing world, to weaving the tires back and forth like that. Puts the heat in these in the new tire model that iRacing has given the super late models. You need to keep that heat built up there to keep the grip in them. Lights are out. Pace cars going to make the hard left-hand turn. We're going to get back to green flag racing this time up off of turn number 4. Barney, the flag man's going to throw the green flag, and we're back underway. Cookson hard on the gas pedal. Drag race down in the turn number 1. Burgess on the outside. Here comes Jalbert. Tyler Jalbert going to go from last. Now bidding for second. Jalbert in the Coors Light number 04. He runs side by side with Burgess down here in the turn number 3 and 4. And he's got the 84 Graffam following him up too. So that'll give Jalbert contact. Graffam and Burgess going around. Burgess able to kind of get it straightened back out, but that really hurt the effects of Graffam, who's out of control on the back stretch. He's going to slide up, hit the outside wall. Max Cookson leads it with 4 laps to go. Cookson comes off turn number 2 and down the back stretch. Graffam down on pit road. Tough break for the driver of the 84. Jalbert runs in your number 2 spot. 3rd spot goes to Kenny Tripp, and Garrett Lamb is all the way back to your 4th spot in car number 38. 1 spot out of a top 4 transfer spot is the number 10. That is Scott Small. Small in car number 10 runs 5th. Dan DeSanto, Ashton Burgess. Ashton Burgess celebrating a birthday here tonight, so we got to thank and wish a happy birthday to Ashton Burgess. Not having the heat race that he would like to have as the white flag comes out for Max Cookson. Cookson working off a turn number 2 and down the back stretch for the final trip. Off of turn number 4, he'll come with the checkered flag. Max Cookson will pick up heat race number 2. Jalbert will finish 3rd. Kenny Tripp 3rd, and Garrett Lamb rounds out your 4 cars punching their ticket to tonight's main event. So heat race number 2 into the books. Heat race number 3 getting ready to line up here on the front stretch. This is how your starting lineup will look. Jacob Heathcote in car number 32 will start on the inside of row number 1. To his outside will be Chris York in car number 86. Nathan Barth in car number 37 will start third. To his outside, the third place man in points, that is Devin Landry. Landry in car number 12. PJ Merrill in car number 77. He'll start fifth. Outside of him, the 94, that is Cody Childs. Cody Childs in car number 94. Scott Tapley will start 7th in car number 31, and outside of him, scheduled to be the 725 of Landon Tapley. Tapley slated to start 8th, and Chris Fortier, car number 23, not having a great draw here tonight. Slated to start 9th. We do see some cars moving to the rear of the field, and what happens there is if you caused an incident in the last race, you have to start tail in your heat race. So that is your 9 car starting field for heat race number 3. 12 laps is the distance. Seen a good set of heat races so far, picking up heat race wins. We just saw Max Cookson in car number 32 or 39 pick up the heat race win. Can someone in this heat race is going to make it into tonight's heat race winners column? Jacob Heathcote, Chris York on the front row. They would like to make their names known in that win column. We'll find out. Green flag is out. We are underway with heat race number 3. Heathcote going to jump down to the early race lead. He hugs that yellow line. He brings the 37 of Barth. Barth with that Hardy sponsorship looking paint scheme. We've got him 3 wide. Chris York going to go around in turn number 4. Chris York in car number 86 gets sent around, and he'll pull it down to the infield. Up front, down the backstretch they come. Heathcote showing away. Barth all over the back bumper. That Sprite sponsored number 32. 77 of PJ Merrill runs in your number 3 spot. Cody Childs 4th. 1 spot out of a transfer spot. 31 then is Scott Tapley. Devin Landry runs in your 5th spot. 40 in car number 23. And Landon Tapley round out the 8 cars remaining on the race field. Up front, though, the top 3 really starting to get nose to tail down the backstretch. Heathcote showing away as we go on board, looking back at the Beach Ridge Barbershop number 37 of Barth. Barth throwing a little bit of a block, close it in down there right to the yellow line. Get that car to rotate, get the power down. Heathcote showing away. It'll be the number 37 of Barth running in second. Merrill Childs. Childs and Merrill go side by side. Now a bid for your race lead. Barth with the nose down low. The one on the outside. Heathcote's got it, but here comes Barth. He'll take a dive down low into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, getting the cross flag. So it'll be 6 in, 6 laps remain in heat race number 3. A new race leader goes to Nathan Barth. Barth with a little bit of bumper tag with a 32 down off of turn number 2. And Barth will hold on to that spot and look to run away with the Beach Ridge Barbershop entry. PJ Merrill now starting to put some pressure on the 32 of Heathcote. Cody Childs and at number 94 in the race car, sponsored PFC Brakes, sponsored entry number 94. He hauls from Auburn, Maine. Runs there in your 4th and final transfer spot. He's got about 7/10 of a gap over Landry, who's 1 spot out. Landry coming in tonight in the top 5 in points. Right now, if the checker flag were to wave, he would have to come from the last chance showdowns. PJ Merrill really starting to apply the pressure on the number 32 of Barnes. We go on board. 3 laps to go. You see him really get in the corner and has to check it up. Gets a run now down the backstretch. He'll come. Merrill with the Wills sponsored entry. He'll move into your number 2 spot, looking to chase down Nathan Barth. Cody Childs wants to move himself, give himself a little bit of an assurance. With 2 laps to go. Childs on the inside of Heathcote. Heathcote's going to have to give that spot up quick because here comes Landry. Landry can smell the blood in the water. Landry's 1 spot out of the transfer spot, and he's got that one in front of him. White flag is out for Nathan Barth. Final trip around the USA Speedway. PJ Merrill trying to pedal as fast as he can. Nathan Barth just got to hit his marks for the final time down the backstretch. Off a turn number 4 they'll come. Checkered flag is in the air. Nathan Barth is going to pick up the heat race 3 win. PJ Merrill. Childs will finish 3rd. 4th will go to Heathcote. That'll be your 4 cars transferring into tonight's main event. Landry, Tapley, Fortier, Tapley, and York will all have to come from the last chance showdowns. 4 sponsored entry. He'll start on the inside of row number 1. Outside him, Chris Ryan in car number 88. Then it's Tim Collins in car number 218. He'll start 3rd. Corey Bubar in the 112 will start 4th. Nicholas Wilson and Kyle Hewins make up row number 3. Row number 4 will be Mario Iracolini, Kyle Mooney in car number 92. And shotgun on the field was scheduled to be the number 72. That is Aiden Murray. But Mooney getting sent to the rear for an altercation down at the Lanier International and won at the last race for the mainly ductless heating and air conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series. So here we go, heat race number 4 getting ready to come at you. 12 more laps of heat race action. Who's going to punch their ticket into the big dance? The pace car down on the pit road. Off a turn number 4 they come. Green flag is up. We're underway. Wrench and Ryan side by side down on the turn number 1. A little bit of contact there. Collins and Bubar swapping some paint off a turn number 2. They'll come down the backstretch. Looking to go 3 wide is the number... That is Nicholas Wilson in the car number 53. Wilson, he's got Hewins right there behind him in the car number 51. And this is the battle for the transfer spot. Collins has it. The 53 of Wilson knows he needs to get by him. Bubar up the racetrack. That checks him up as well. Everybody's keeping it clean and green so far in heat race number 4. Hewins trying to close in on the backside of Wilson. Wilson up the racetrack. He'll kiss the concrete barrier. Slams it down in front of the 72 of Murray. Murray gives him the chrome horn, and up the racetrack Wilson will go. Iracolini getting by with a 92 of Mooney as well. Up front though, Aaron Wrench showing the way over Chris Ryan. Gotta thank Chris and his company sponsoring tonight's main event as we go on board with Chris with Orion's concrete coating. They're out here all day today painting the walls. You can see that there's already some tire marks all the way around the USA International Speedway. They did a great job making the walls look snazzy here, and they can do the same thing for your concrete floors in your race shop, your garage, your business. If it's got concrete flooring, they can help you out, and they do a great job. Contact on the front stretch. Looks like Iracolini involved with Tim Collins. It looks like the yellow lights have come out on the speedway. Tim Collins involved here with Mario Iracolini. Let's take a look and see what happened. Oh, it looked like it happened in front of 218 of Collins. Might have had some contact there. Let's take a look and see if we can find it here where Tim Collins here. Coming through turn 4. Oh, it looks like Murray just got inside. The daylight was there and then just clipped the left rear quarter panel of the 218 of Collins. And Collins quickly making the tow. He'll have to come from the last chance showdown here coming up. 5 laps remaining in heat race action. Wrench showing the way with that Quaker State Menard sponsor, number 42, in the second spot, Chris Ryan. Corey Bubar in car number 112 runs in your third spot. Aiden Murray in car number 72 is in that fourth and final transfer spot. One spot out looking in is the 92 of Kyle Mooney. Mooney having some electrical issues, it looks like. Now comes back out, but Mooney in car number 92. From Auburn, Maine, with the Mooney's Live Bait sponsored entry. Runs fifth. Nicholas Wilson in car number 53 runs in your sixth spot. Kyle Hewins in car number 51. That front end has seen a little bit better days in the CLR and Sons entry. Nice looking race car out there. Those are the 7 cars remaining out onto the racetrack. Tim Collins has pulled the 218 behind pit wall, and Mario Iracolini down here on pit road getting some damage fixed to that race car. See if we get an attempt at a green-white checkered here, or if heat race action will finish under the yellow flag. The lights should go out this time by the field, doubling up behind the pace car here. Lights go out, so we'll have a 2-lap shootout. Green-white checkered coming at you for heat race number 4. $37 drivers signing in, trying to make the 25-car field here tonight. Ryan and Wrench, Murray Bubar so far locked into that main event. Can Mooney, Wilson, Iracolini, or Hewins make it out of the heat race? His green flag will come back out with just 2 laps to go. Wrench jumps on the gas pedal. Ryan was ready for it. Good drag race down the front stretch. Oh, one car, Wilson down to the inside underneath Murray. Murray on the outside. That is the battle for your transfer spot. Wrench will get away. Ryan stuck to the outside. Now is a good side-by-side battle for your transfer. Murray works the outside of the racetrack. Wilson to the inside. Here comes the 88 of Ryan. He'll cut the Wilson nose a little short. Final trip around the speedway. The transfer spot up for grabs. The 53 of Wilson has it. The contact, and that's going to allow the 92 of Murray. Mooney will get by for 4th. Wilson had it contact between himself and Murray, but off of turn number 4. Aaron Wrench will pick up heat race number 4. Bubar will finish 2nd. Ryan and Mooney, your 4 cars moving into tonight's main event. Nicholas Wilson will have to come from the last chance showdown, which is getting ready to kick off now. So it is last chance showdown number 1 coming at you. And this is how the starting field will look here for for the last chance qualifier number 1. Jason Ricker will start on the inside of row number 1 to his outside. It is the 0-12. That is Devin Landry. Travis Pouliot in car number 03 will start on the inside of row number 2 to his outside. That is the 31 of Scott Tapley. Shane Lake in car number 970 will start in the 5th position to his outside. The 23, that is Chris Fortier. Chris Fortier in car number 23 from Herman, Maine will start 6th. 7th starting spot will be the 08. That is Alan Grass. Landon Tapley in the 725, the green and yellow car, will start on the outside of him. And in our 5th and final row here for this last chance qualifier number 1, Cameron Richards in car number 7, and the 86 of Chris York. That is your 10-car field vying for 3 spots from the last chance qualifiers. 15 laps is going to be the distance for your last chance qualifiers here. So the top 3 spots is where you'll want to be. If you can't, well, there are provisionals here tonight for the mainly ductless heating and air conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series. No one would like to use them. You might as well try to race your way in so you don't have to worry about falling on that. Pace car pulling in to the infield. We are ready to go with last chance qualifier number 1. Ricker and Landry on the front stretch. Green flag is up, and we are underway. Landry was ready for it. He'll jump out to the race lead. Ricker not ready to give that spot up, as we got Scott Tapley, 1 car going around. Shane Leake going around the 975. 725 of Tapley goes around as well. Up at the front of this one, Landry shows the way. Ricker is second. Third is Pouliot. Scott Tapley runs in your 4th spot. We'll put 1 lap on into the books, and the yellow flag will come out for Landon Tapley, who was sitting backwards on the backstretch. Let's take a look here and see what happened to Landon Tapley to bring out our first yellow flag of the evening. See him on the outside here on the start. Got contact there. The 970 of Lake got a little bit sideways. Grass tried to miss him. And the 725 of Tapley had happened just to be there on the outside. Let's take another look here off of turn number 2, see what happened. See the 970 get down on the apron there and upsets the car. And the 08 just moves up the racetrack. A little bit of contact here, left front wrinkled up on the 725. But you should be able to venture back on in this one. Landry, your race leader, was ready to go on that initial start for last chance qualifier number 1. He was able to jump on the loud pedal first. One more last chance qualifier coming your way, and then we will head into our main event here tonight. We look down on your race leader for the Ryan Concrete and Coating Blimp Cam. Ryan Concrete Coating is an established and experienced family-owned and operated company ready to exceed your epoxy and floor polishing dreams. Visit them on Facebook to see some examples of their work. With 62 flake color options, the sky is the limit in transforming your space while investing to protect and preserve your concrete surface. Call them today, 207-745-3411, to schedule your free estimate. Lights going out around the speedway. That means we will go back into the mainly ductless heating and air conditioning restart zone off of turn number 4. big shout out to them. They signed to become the title sponsor of this series. All right, here they come off turn number 3 and 4. It'll be Landry showing the way. It'll be just 10 laps to go. And last chance qualifier number 1, green flag is up. We're back underway. Ricker that time was ready to go, trying to get that race lead back. He'll back it out early, cut down to the inside. Good battle for your third and final spot. Pouliot on the inside. Here comes Tapley to the outside. And Chris Fortier in that 23 wants to make it a 3-car battle for the transfer spot. Landry would lead this lap here, but Pouliot's going to hold off Scott Tapley for that third spot at the moment. Tapley gets back down in line in front of the Fortier, who runs in your 5th spot. Good action behind them as the 08 of Grass works underneath the 7 of Richards, and the 970 of Lake is in front of them. Chris York also working underneath. He'll get by the 725 of Landon Tapley. Richards up the racetrack, and he'll get touched by the 725 of Tapley. Richards hard in the outside fence. We'll stay green so far. Your race leaders are coming up off of turn number 4. 7 laps to go. Scott Tapley hard off of turn number 4. Yellow light's not coming out. Here we stay green as Landry still shows the way. Lap traffic in front of him. The 7 of Richards will get down to the inside of the Speedway. Landry going to have to tiptoe around the outside of him. Cuts underneath the 7 of Richards. Richards up the racetrack. He'll go 1 lap down to your race leaders. Jason Ricker will catch the 7 of Richards at entry to turn number 3. Has to check it up a little bit. He's got a second over the third place driver of Chris Pouliot, or Travis Pouliot in 03. Holds on to your third and final transfer spot. 40er in car number 23 runs in 4th. 1 spot looking out to making it to the big dance. 5 laps to go. Richards up the racetrack in front of Pouliot. He'll work by, same with Fortier. Meanwhile, up front, Devin Landry is just checked out as they work down off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Landry really made it to the 5th spot in his heat race, which relegated him to the outside front row for this last chance qualifier number 1. With his 40-year graphic sponsor, number 12, works down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Jason Ricker runs there in your number 2 spot, 17 in your scoring, but number 9 on there with a to-go number 9 car. Looking to punch his ticket into the 9th race, but the battle for the transfer spot. Chris Fortier all over the back bumper of Travis Pouliot. 2 laps to go. Fortier's going to take a look to the inside. Pouliot slams the door shut down in the turn number 3. Final lap around the Speedway for the 1 to 12 of Landry. Pouliot pulls away right now as Landry comes off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch for the final time. He'll pick up the win. Landry picks up the win. Back here for the transfer spot. Pouliot going to hold off Fortier for it. So Landry, Ricker, and Pouliot punching their ticket. Everybody else will have to go and see if they can get in virtue of the provisional here. We have 3 provisional spots that'll be up for grabs. So last chance qualifier number 1 in the books. Now we look for last chance qualifier number 2, the Ryan's Concrete last chance qualifier. Scott Small in car number 10 will start up on the front row with Nicholas Wilson. Ashton Burgess, the birthday boy, will start 3rd. In car number 43, Kyle Hewins in car number 51 will be his dancing partner on the outside of row number 2. Row number 3 is going to see the number 68 of Dan DeSanto. To the side of him, the 41, that is Mario Iricolini. Trevor Graffam in car number 84 will start 7th. Aiden Murray will start 8th in car number 72. Starting on the inside of row number 5 will be the 5 of Dominic Currett, and Tim Collins will start 10th in the car number 218. Sean Kimball, like I said earlier on, he is the man up in traffic control here, the race director for the Mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series here tonight at the USA International Raceway in Lakeland, Florida. The field starts to roll away here, and it is going to be the number 10, Scott Small, up on the front row of this one. Last chance to make it into the main event to race your way in. You got to be inside the top 3. Tonight's racing action is being brought to us by Ryan Concrete Coating. Family owned and operated company ready to exceed your epoxy and floor polishing dreams. Visit them on Facebook at Ryan Concrete Coating to see examples of their work with over 62 flight color options. The sky is the limit in transforming your space into an amazing show-off piece. If you want to have your friends come over and hang out in the garage, they can do it. It is Ryan's Concrete and Coating. Make sure you give them a like on Facebook and give them a call and tell them that the Maine Sim Racing Series sent you their way. We appreciate them coming on board to sponsoring tonight's race here for the Ryan's Concrete Coating 125. It is the last chance qualifier, the last chance to race your way in. Scott Small up on the front of this one. He's going to lead us to the green flag. Pace car is in, green flag is out, and we're underway. 15 laps of action. Small and Wilson on the front row. Wilson really checks up. Hewins up the racetrack. Burgess holds into your number 3 spot. Like to race his way in on his birthday. Burgess works the outside, now back to the inside. He'll cut down low. Lap number 1 will go to the 10 of Small. Wilson, Burgess, Hewins, your top 4. One car in the 5th spot. That was Mario Ercolini. He's got up the racetrack. Contact with the 84 Graffam. Graffam, one of those drivers up inside the top 10 in points, trying to race his way into tonight's main event. Battling for that championship. You do not want to be in these last chance qualifiers. Currett as well. Currett works underneath the 41 of Ercolini. Ercolini goes from inside the top 5 all the way back to the 9th spot. Tim Collins did not grid for the feature, so Collins tonight not getting any better, unable to fix the damages from the heat race action. Good battle here for your number 2 spot, though. Burgess down the backstretch, trying to find a way to fit around the 53 as we go on board. With Ashton Burgess trying to work the inside of the Jim Beam number 53 of Wilson. Backs up the corner, see how much ground he really gains getting in. Working that wheel, working the outside, down to the inside, trying to get that run down the front stretch. Can't quite do it this time on the front stretch. He'll hold on to your 3rd spot. There's a great battle back here for 4th. Hewins up the racetrack. Here comes Currett and Graffam by. And Murray in car number 72. He's trying to work underneath the 51 of Hewins now. This is the battle for 6. One car up and around that is going to be the 53 of Wilson. Wilson was in the transfer spot. Yellow lights coming out for the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. If I was a betting man, I would say there had to have been some kind of contact between himself and Burgess. So we are slowed for the first time here in a last chance qualifier number 2. Yeah, 53 of Wilson up the racetrack, and Burgess got into the left rear quarter panel, spinning the 53 around. Let's go on board, looking back at Burgess down the backstretch. Wilson got a little tight on entry, and around goes the number 53 of Wilson. So we bring it back live here. Wilson going to tag in at the back of the field. That is unfortunate for him. Was running in the number 2 spot solidly into tonight's main event. And now will have to make his way from the back to the front. And not much time to do so. Seven laps remain so in his last chance qualifier. Been a great night of racing so far. We still got a 125 lap main event coming your way. If you're new to the Turn 3 Racing Network and you're watching on the YouTube channel, if you're on the Facebook channel, make sure you smash the hearts or the thumbs on Facebook. Let these drivers know that they are putting on a good show and you appreciate their efforts here tonight. If you're on the YouTube side, head on over and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That'll notify you every time the Turn 3 Racing Network goes live action with the mainly ductless heating and air conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series. And we also broadcast 7 nights a week. Everything from short track racing, dirt track racing, all the way up to the cup cars at the high banks of Daytona. We've got your number one stop for everything sim racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And subscribe to the channel and get notified every time that one of us go live. Sunset setting here as we go. Yeah, like still 5 laps to go. Like we were saying earlier on here tonight, the schedule changing for the Maine Sim Racing Series. Here, signing a brand new sponsor, title sponsor, and we can't thank them enough for all your heating and air conditioning needs. You must check out mainly ductless heating and air conditioning. 857-526-5443. Give them a call. Schedule your service appointment. Maybe they can upgrade your current system. Instead, tell them that the Maine Sim Racing Series sent you. Schedule being updated over the last time, so we'll be off next week. But then January 27th is the Phil's Towing 150 at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Then we have 3 weeks back to back. To the 3rd, we'll be at North Wilkesboro, and then Stafford Springs before a week off in February. But we are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Small and Burgess up on the front row. Graffam now inside the top 3. He's in the final transfer spot. He's got Curate, Murray, and Hewins all over the back bumper of him. They come off turn number 4. Green flag is back out. We're underway. 3-lap shootout to put this one into the books. Burgess on the outside of the speedway. He's got Graffam to the inside as Small will squirt away up on the front of this one. Graffam really throws it down deep in the turn number 3. Burgess powers back on the outside. Here comes Curate. That's the battle for the transfer spot. Graffam on the outside, a little bit of contact there. Now they're going to go too wide in front of them. Curate underneath the number 84 of Graffam. They'll make contact. And here comes Murray. Murray down to the inside. Graffam going to get turned sideways. That opens the door. Here comes Burgess. Burgess back to the inside. He'll move back to 3rd. Murray makes contact with Burgess. Final trip around the speedway. It's more bumper contact between the 72 and the 34. All this happening behind the 10 of Small. Small out in front of this one. He'll come off turn number 4. Pick up the checkered flag. Ashton Burgess up the racetrack. Here comes Murray underneath them. Little door bang. Drag race down to the line. It'll be Murray picking up the transfer spot. Burgess will finish 4th. Graffam 5th. Wilson, DeSanto, Iricolani rounding out your last chance qualifier. And that'll put an end to our qualifying activities here tonight. So that in the books here tonight, and what an exciting race. Now we will have to take and look and see who makes it in virtue of provisionals to make up our 25-car starting field. They have practice going on right now. But while they do that, we have to thank mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning for coming on board to be the title sponsor of the Maine Sim Racing Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, give them a call, 857-526-5443. Also tonight's presenting race sponsor, we got to thank Ryan's Concrete Coating. Ryan Concrete Coating is an established and experienced family-owned and operated company ready to exceed your epoxy and floor polishing dreams. Visit them on Facebook to see some of their fantastic work. With 62 flake colors options available, the sky is the limit in transforming your space while investing to protect and preserve your concrete service. Call them today, 207-745-3411 to schedule a free estimate today. While these guys shake down their cars, we'll step away here. We got to pay some extra bills. We'll be right back after the playing of our national anthems. We'll be right back on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are watching the mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back to the USA International Speedway. The lights have been turned on, and they've always said the night time is the right time for some racing here at the USA International Raceway. Drivers just wrapping up their practice session. Let's take a look at the point standings coming in tonight's racing action. Matthew Burgoyne sits up on top of the point standings with Tyler Jalbert in the second spot. He trails just by 21 points behind Matthew Burgoyne. Devin Landry runs third in the standings. Garrett Lamb and Corey Bubar Rounding out your top 5. The hottest driver on the circuit creeps his way inside the top 10 with Max Cookson. Rounding sits in the 9th spot. He's won the last 2 races, and he'll have a good shot here tonight, starting on the outside of the front row for tonight's main event, which is 125 laps in distance. That's your top 18 in the championship standings. Let's take a look and see where your favorite driver is. We go to page number 2. All the way down here to the 28th spot. So these drivers in action here tonight. We will find out who the 25 drivers are going to be put in tonight's main event. Well, let's take a look now here at practice time as this wraps up. We take and find out where your favorite driver is. Just 4 seconds left. Scott Devin Landry up on the front of this one has your fast time with Gregorian Lamb, Merrill, and the 37 of Barth posting your top 5 fastest times. That means it is time to go feature event racing, brought to us by Ryan's Concrete and Coating. Here tonight, it's time to go to the Ryan Concrete Coating 125, and this is how the starting lineup will look for them. Here on the front row, it is going to be the number 83. That is Adam Joslin. Joslin will start on the outside of row number 1, the outside of him. The number 39, that is Max Cookson. Nathan Barth in car number 37 will start in your 3rd spot. To his outside will be the 42 of Aaron Wrench. The top 2 in points will start side by side as Tyler Jalbert in car number 04 will start 6th. His dancing partner to the inside, it'll be the number 3, that is Matthew Burgoyne. Starting 7th on the field will be the number 77, that is PJ Merrill. Merrill in car number 77. Outside of him, the number 112 of Corey Bubar. Corey Bubar will start 12th or 8th here on the grid. 9th starting spot will be the number 93, that's Dan Collins. To his outside, the number 12 of Kenny Tripp. Cody Childs will start in the number 94. Will start 11th. The outside of him will be Chris Ryan in car number 88. Starting 13th on the grid will be Brian Treadwell in car number 48. To his outside, it'll be the 38, that is Garrett Lamb. Jacob Heathcote and Kyle Mooney make up row number 8. Devin Landry just saw him pick up the win in the last chance qualifier number 1. He'll start to the inside of Scott Small, the last chance qualifier winner from number 2. Jason Ricker and Dominic Curett making it their way into tonight's field in the 19th and 20th starting spot respectfully. Travis Poliot and Aiden Murray, your 22 cars that made it into the field. And then the provisional drivers that have got the call in. Ashton Burgess, it's his birthday. We got to wish him a happy birthday from his team, his family, his friends all watching. Happy birthday, Ashton. He'll start on the outside of row number 12. To his inside will be the 31 of Scott Tapley. And Trevor Graffam, the 25th car that got the nod here tonight. 25 cars ready to do battle in the Ryan's Concrete 125. Pace car going to be going off here. Last time you'll see these guys under pace speed. Here before the green flag will drop. Pace car is in. Green flag is up. And we are underway with Orion's Concrete and Coating 125 at the USA International Raceway. Joslin jumps out to the early raceway. Cookson's going to get right to the back bumper. That time maybe there's some contact off of turn number 2. Joslin runs the defensive line to the inside. That's going to force Cookson to go to the outside. See if anything is out there. Max Cookson trying to lead lap number 1. Can't quite do it. Joslin will get credit for leading that lap. Nathan Barthko is going to try to fill the void that Cookson has on the inside as they work down the backstretch. Cookson may be putting the nose out in front. Joslin going to battle back on the inside of the speedway. We can't do anything with him. Cookson going to lead lap number 2. The Epic Media Ford Mustang out to the front of this one. That spells trouble for the field if it's like anything like the last two races. Joslin runs in your number 2 spot. Nathan Barth is third. 4th spot, PJ Merrill. Your top 4 runs single file. Now 5th spot going to go to Tyler Jalbert. Jalbert up to 5th, and it is a good battle back here between Bubar and Wrench that are running door to door. Down the front stretch they come, and it's still a good battle here, right in front of the 93 of Collins. They got tripped there in the 12 right behind them. They work down the back stretch. Where is your current points leader? Do not see Matthew Burgoyne out on the racetrack, so Burgoyne not making the call. Gonna be a big mix-up here in the points. Burgoyne missing the start of the race. Not able to make the start of the feature event. Cookshin shows way over Johnson, Barth, and Merrill, your top 4. Top 5 cars, all single file, but Chris Ryan now works to the inside of the 42. Ryan works to the bottom of the speedway of the 42. Down the backstretch, Aaron Wrench works the outside. They've got the 32 of Heathcote right there. Mooney as well coming in the picture with that black and yellow number 92. Ryan shakes that, and he'll try to chase down Garrett Lamb, who sits in the 10th spot. This is a battle back here for your 12th spot. Aaron Wrench works the outside of the speedway, trying to hold on to 12th and 3rd. Mooney will now advance his position forward. Landry making his way up through the field. He started, remember the last chance qualifier number 1. Landry did. He's already up 3 spots from the start of this feature event. Everybody's pretty much single filing it out here. 10 laps in. Long race here. A lot of time for comers and goers. They do have an extra set of Hoosier Racing tires in the pits though. As Max cooks it out on the front of this one. Everybody settling in so far and playing nice as Joslin runs in your number 2 spot. 3rd spot is the 37 of Barth. He's got PJ Merrill in 4th. 5th spot is Tyler Jalbert. Jalbert looking to look at his chops, thinking if I can have a good night here, and it's going to help me out in the championship standings, as Burgoyne was unable to make the call. Bubar runs in your number 6 spot. Kenny Tripp runs 7th. Now Tripp is going to make a bid to the inside underneath Bubar. Bubar up the racetrack in turn 2 down the back stretch. Then also here comes the 94 of Childs. 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th on your field is the 38 of Garrett Lamb getting involved in this battle. One spot outside the top 10, that is the 88 of Chris Ryan. He's open the inside line for that Sprite entry. That is Jacob Yitko. He runs in your 11th or 12th spot. 11th spot is the 92 of Kyle Mooney. Then it's Landry all the way up to 14th from his starting spot. Of 17th from winning the last chance qualifier number 1. He's making quick work. Inside the top 15, Aaron Wrench runs 15th. 6th spot. 16th goes to the 48 of Treadwell. Dominic Garrett runs 17th. He's trying to get by Treadwell. He's got the 72 of Aiden Murray in tow. Chris Fortier in the 19th spot. 20th is Chris Scott Small. And the 1 wraps, number 10. Travis Poliak runs 21st. 22nd is Trevor Graffel. Ashton Burgess up one spot from his starting spot here in this Ryan Concrete Coating 125. Jason Ricker and Scott Tapley here in rounding out your field. Matthew Burgoyne able to make it out back onto the racetrack, but he is down many laps here. Yellow flag coming out. Yellow flag as Matthew Burgoyne has crashed. Bringing out the yellow flag, the number 3 of Burgoyne. Jacob Heathcote also involved. So issues arrive on the number 3 of Burgoyne. We'll see if he gets any of his laps back here for the easy pass. But let's take a look and see what happened to Jacob Heathcote. Working the inside of Chris Ryan off of turn number 4. Ryan, just got loose a little bit of neck code, and around goes the number 32 of Heathcote. Let's take another look here on that one. Look off the back bumper of Heathcote. See this here, the contact there, and around they'll go. And he will pull away. Unfortunately, I do not believe that the easy pass will go to the 3 of Burgoyne, as he was involved with that accident. See if the race control give the manual wave around, or if they let it all up to iRacing scoring. Chris Ryan down in the way on pit road, able to fix some damage on the 88 that incurred on that last incident. Was on pit road for about a minute, pulling out the damage on there. And now Heathcote will come down pit road to get service from his pit crew. Fix the damage. And remember, they do have an extra set of tires in the pits that they're allowed to take any time during the race, if they so need to. Leader coming down the front stretch. That's going to put the number 32 ahead. Heathcote down at least one lap to the race lead. Early enough in this feature event, with just over 100 laps remaining, one car do get in the way of around. That is the 3 of Burgoyne, so he'll get the Ryan Concrete and Coating easy pass here tonight. Getting one lap closer. He right now is down 18 laps to your race leader. Max Cookson up on the front of this one. This time by the yellow lights should go down as we go on board. Nighttime falling upon us here. Lights are out as the field doubles up behind the number 39 of Max Cookson. "26 cars out on the racetrack. We'll have to take and find out what will happen. Here they come off turn number 4, green flag in the hands of Barney the flagman. He'll drop it, and Max Cookson slams the gas pedal, putting the throttle down. Jumping out to the race lead, that'll put Joslin to the outside. Can he cut down in front of Nathan Barth? He will do so, as he'll clip off the front of the Beach Ridge Barbershop, number 737. 04 Gelbert working the inside, and look at Bubar charge the outside of the speedway. I think we will see an outside 3 wide back here though. Kyle Mooney was involved with that. They were 3 wide. Somehow they made it work. Oh, one car going up the racetrack. Trevor Graffam and the 23 of Chris Forty are going around. That is going to bring out our second yellow flag of the evening. Just caught that out of the corner of our eyes up here in the booth. We'll take a look back and see what happened to Chris Fortier. He was involved here with that accident with Trevor Graffam. So a quick yellow flag. Let's take a look back here and see what happened to the 23 of Fortier. Working the inside of the speedway, it's got the 10. Oh, the 10 gets in the right rear and just sends him up the racetrack. Graffam nowhere to go. Innocent bystander. Let's take another look at this down the front stretch. Number 10 of Small has got the back bumper and around goes heavy contact for both Graffam and the Bruce Coulter Carpentry. Number 23 of Chris Fortier. That'll send him around. He's down on pit road getting the damage fixed on the 23. Down in the way of the right side, a little beat up on that car. And this track being as big as it is, aero does come into play a little bit. This looks like Heathcote gonna be your lucky dog. He's working up behind the backside of the 83 of Adam Joslin. He'll move on by now. So that'll put Heathcote back onto the lead lap with your race leaders. We're going down 16 to your race leader. So, if he can catch another 16 yellow flags, he'll be back on the lead lap, assuming no one else goes down any laps. Hopefully that won't happen. His camp would like to see it happen, but I think us as viewers here up in the stands, we want to see some good racing here, and these guys put it on every Wednesday night. They strap into these race cars here for the Mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series. Lights still on the pace cars. They work around the speedway. It is a beautiful racetrack here. I don't know if you have had the chance to race at Lakeland. It is no longer in the real world available to run on, but you can join the iRacing service, turn laps around this speedway. Take a look here at our current temperatures. 74 degrees. The track has fallen 3 degrees since heat race action earlier on. It was 80 degrees. 0.6 of a mile down here in Lakeland, Florida. Beautiful. Spent the day down at the beach. Made sure I did wear my suntan lotion. Wore my protective mask just to make sure everybody's staying safe out there. And hopefully you all are well. Lights are out. We're going to go back green flag racing. Let's go on board for the start of this one with the Ryan's Concrete Coating onboard camera with our race leader Max Cooks, and we'll look at the back of the field to enter turn number 3. Pace cars down on the way in the hands of Max Cooks, and green flag is out. We're back underway. Good jump there. Johnson right to the outside, though. Able to get back in line and get in front of Jalbert in your third spot. PJ Merrill working the outside of Nathan Barth. Barth back to 5th. Merrill using the outside of the speedway was able to get by the 37 of Barth. Bubar and Lamb side by side here off of turn number 4. Great battle as they work off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. The Wyndham Maine driver working the outside of the speedway around the 37 of Barth. Yellow flag coming out is Scott Small has been involved here. The 3 of Matthew Burgoyne also involved. Our 3rd yellow flag of the evening coming on out. Let's take a look. The truck says they haven't. See what happened to Scott Small. Racing with a 72 of Murray down in the turn number 3. Oh, it's stacked up behind the 40 of Treadwell. His contact made in a hard right-hand turn in front of our current points leader, the 3 of Burgoyne. Burgoyne, the innocent bystander there. Kind of a checkup deal for the number 10 of Scott Small. Is taking a look at it. Wrench and Treadway made a little bit of contact, and the 72 of Murray nowhere to go but the backside of the one wrap number 10 of Scott Small. Let's go on board with Matthew Burgoyne. Can work the outside, and oh, Small. It's such a helpless feeling as a driver. We come back live. Small down on pit road, getting damage fixed to the number 10. Max Cookson loving this. He's thinking about the bonus points that'll be coming in. They get 3 extra bonus points for leading the most laps here tonight. If you have 0 incidents, the league also gives you 3 points for that. So you can keep it clean, you get rewarded with 3 bonus points. But as these guys are pacing underneath the yellow flag, we're going to take a moment, step away. We'll be right back here. You're watching the mainly ductless heating and air conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here to USA International Speedway for tonight's race, being brought to us by Ryan's Concrete and Coating. Getting ready to go back for the restart here with 38 laps into the book. Max Cookson jumping out to your race lead on lap number 3, taking it away from Johnson. Come off turn number 4, we're going to get the green flag here once again. We are back underway. Cookson mashes the gas, pours it into the carburetor. Here comes Jalbert. He's going to get to the inside of the 83 of Jocelyn. Jocelyn on the outside of the speedway trying to pinch down the 04 of Jalbert. Couldn't quite do it. He'll charge back on the outside. PJ Merrill in the number 38. Oh, Lamb doing battle. It's Jalbert now will take away your number 2 spot. Contact on the front stretch so far will stay clean and green. Looks like Heathcote was involved, but we watch this battle here shaping up for your third I think we're going to start to see the outside come in as later we go into nighttime. Joslin works the inside. Nice run in the turn. He'll hold on to that third spot. Lamb in fifth. Trying to hold on to the top five. He's got the 12 of Bubar behind them. That's the sixth spot. Nathan Barth runs there in your seventh spot. Kenny Tripp is eighth. Ninth is Dan Collins, followed by the 94 of Cody Childs. A last chance qualifier number one winner, Devin Landry, runs one spot outside the top 10 to the 11th spot. Trying to crack the top 10 for the first time here tonight. He's been quietly moving his way up through the field. No, Childs take a look to the inside of Collins. Contact on the front stretch. Jason Ricker involved. Brian Treadwell as well. Trevor Graffam. All here on the front stretch. Yellow flag coming out. Graffam pointed sideways in turn number one. You heard the contact. Brian Treadwell was involved as well in car number 48. Let's take a look back and see what happened to ring out our fourth yellow of the evening. Oh, Treadwell just got high and got up on the outside wall and it started bouncing. He got to the 9 of Ricker. Ricker comes up and hello, Mr. Graffam. Graffam hard contact. Second time he's been innocently kissing the outside concrete barrier. Let's take another look here as we come off the turn number. We see the 48 Treadwell up and on there, and then he gets the 9 of Ricker. And then Ricker comes up and gets Graffam. And Graffam hard on the outside wall. Let's go on board with Trevor Graffam. See the action, he's just praying that 9 just in the grass, had no control over himself. That was Ricker. Well, and that'll do it. Put him hard into the outside retaining wall. We come back and see the car jacked up on the front. Take a look at the clip, see how badly it is bent. If he can make it back out onto the racetrack here tonight, we'll have to find out. Ricker going to try to beat the pace car. I believe he will do so. That'll keep him on the lead lap. So for the fourth time here tonight on Ryan Concrete Coating Night. Next time you see these drivers, we're off next week, but these drivers will be back in action in 2 weeks' time as they head from USA International Speedway up to Myrtle Beach Raceway. Myrtle Beach Speedway for the Phil's Towing 150 on January 27th. Changing the schedule, they will be in action on February 3rd at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Followed up by they'll return home up into the northern east of the United States that they take on Stafford Spring Speedway on February 10th. So that's what your next three races are looking like for the Mainly Duckless Heating and Air Conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Hopefully you're enjoying tonight's broadcast of the Ryan's Concrete 125. Lights go out around the speedway. They'll double them up. Jalbert now going to be on the outside of Cookson. Cookson with his Epic Media sponsored number 39. Looking to make it 3 in a row. Pace car down and away. We're going to come off turn number 4. Green flag is back up in the air. We're back underway. Cookson jumps on the gas pedal. Delbert ready to track race down to turn number 1. Delbert works the outside of the speedway. Joslin trying to fill the hole on the inside, but Delbert going to be able to cut down in front of the 83 of Joslin. Joslin going to stuff it down in the turn number 1. Contact! Somehow they keep it clean. We'll see if we keep it going, but Delbert stuck in the middle now. Yellow flag coming out. It looks like more contact was caused by the checkup at the beginning of there. Scott Tapley has gone around with the number 20 with the 03 at Travis Poliot. That all happened when contact between the 83 of Joslin and the 04 of Gelbert. Down there in turn number 3. So let's take a look back and see what happened to Travis Poliot. Working with the 34 of Burgess. They are running inside the top 15 at the time. Scott Tapley just getting turned around later as well. Let's take another look down the backstretch. Saw everybody checking up for the big check there. And Poliot checked up, clipped the inside sand barrels. The 31 of Scott Tapley going around as well. That has slowed us for the 5th time. Adam Joslin coming down pit road, coming maybe for some fresh tires. Maybe being sent to the tail for his part in that. Joslin started on the front row on the pole position here tonight, led the first 2 laps before Cookson was able to get by. Looks like Joslin just taking some, make sure no damage to that number 83. So he'll tag in on at the back of the field. One driver down on pit road still. Looks like maybe it's pulled it behind the wall. That would be the number 10 of Scott Small. Small out of this race, unfortunately. He'll be credited with a 26th place finish event. That gives PJ Merrill, car number 77. He'll start to the outside of Max Cookson. Can he do anything with him? Garrett Lamb has had a rough go so far this season. He finds himself in the 3rd spot with a Libby Septic Night Owl Creation Shamrock Farms entry out of Windham, Mass. He's the 2021 Pass Modified driver and a former champion up at the Beach Ridge Speedway. .04 Tyler Talbert with the Maine Mobile Truck Service, currently enrolled at the UNOH for High Performance Motorsports. He's in your 4th spot. He kind of got saved by that. Remember, him and Joslin were the cars that made contact. They kind of jumbled up, stacked up the field down in turn number 3. He'll hold on to the 4th spot. Nathan Barth from the Beach Ridge Barber Shop will start to the outside of row number 3 with Corey Bubar. Green flag back in the hands of Barney the flagman. He'll wave it and we're back underway. PJ Merrill up the racetrack. Contact between Gelbert and Barth that time. Gelbert up the racetrack. He's sliding backwards. Gelbert back to the 7th spot. He's got Landry now to contest with as they work the outside of the 12 at tip. Tripp down on the inside. He caught the grass. A little bit of sideways action. Kenny Tripp had to get out of the gas. Keeps the car underneath them. Gelbert back to 6th spot. Landry up to 7th. The 94 of Cody Childs runs in your 8th spot. Dan Collins in that 93 works the outside. And just like that, we are back underneath the yellow flag for the 6th time here tonight. Let's take a look and see if we can catch what happened. Adam Joslin involved in this yellow flag. Let's take a look back and see what happened to the 83 of Joslin. Joslin working up through the field, works underneath the 72 of Murray. Oh, contact between Pouliot and the 23 of Fortier in front of him. And around will go the 83 of Joslin. Let's go on board. Come off turn number 4. Tapley and Fortier are involved. The 03 of Pouliot just really in there hard on the inside of the 23. And around will go 83 here. So as we are under caution for the 6th time here tonight, we're going to step away. We'll be right back after a word from iRacing.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the USA International Race Speedway as we get ready to go back green flag racing tonight for the Mainless Ductless Heating and Air Maine Sim Racing Series, being brought to us by Ryan Concrete and Coating. Make sure you look them up on Facebook. They have over 62 different flakes that they can put in there to protect your concrete floor and make it the talk of the town. Ryan Concrete Coating, tonight's presenting sponsor.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines
Working lap 64 down the backstretch they come. It'll be the 39 of Cookson showing away. Merrill in your number 2 spot. Garrett Lamb now runs in your 3rd spot as they work down the backstretch. It'll be the 112 of Bubar. Nathan Barth runs in 5th. Tyler Jalbert 6th. And then it's the 12 of Devin Landry. Landry, the last chance qualifier, number 1 winner. Cody Childs runs in your 8th spot. He's being pressured by the number 12 of Kenny Tripp. Dominic Curett right there as well. And the birthday boy, Ashton Burgess, runs there in the 11th spot, trying to crack the top 10. Looking for more. Wrench right there behind him in car number 42. Dan Collins in the 93 runs 13th. 14th is Chris Ryan. The 15th spot is held by the 31 of Scott Tapp. Tapp, who runs 15th. 16th is Jason Ricker. Max Cookson still up on the front of this one, opening up about a lap here. Adam Joslin up to the 17th spot. Kyle Mooney working underneath Treadway. Treadwell back to the 19th spot now. He had contact with the turn 4 retaining wall earlier on, so that car not handling to his likings anymore. Chris Fortier runs 20th in the last car, and the lead lap is the number 03 of Travis Poliat. Couple laps down is Aiden Murray in car number 72. Burgoyne back out there up to the 23rd spot. So you might have asked, why would you even bother coming back out earlier in this event? Well, he's picked up 3 spots. Those 3 spots could make or break his championship hunt. As Max Cookson still shows the way. Battle shaping up here for Landry, trying to get into the 6th spot. Landry still trying to find a way around Jalbert, but now Nathan Barr starting to roll in on the backside of the 12 of Bubar. Bubar trying to figure out a way to get around that number 38 of Lamb, who runs in your 3rd spot. '75er in this time by working lap number 76. Cookson up front 1.5 seconds over PJ Merrill. This right here we're watching is the battle for 4th. Bubar has it. Barth wants it. Jalbert back 1.1 from the backside of the Barth mobile. Landry all over the backside of the 04 as they work off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Tripp taking a look to the inside of Childs, can't quite do anything with him. Landry goes to the bottom, couldn't do anything with him that time off of turn number 2. Deeper in the field, this is the number 31. He just got passed by the 83 of Joslin. Joslin back to 15th now, working his way towards the front. After coming down pit road and getting caught up in the latest yellow, has found himself back to the 15th position. Max Cookson up front, setting sail 1.8 seconds over Merrill. Let's take a look at your last lap time. A 21.11 for Cookson. Everybody else will have a 10th off of your race leader. He's out there like it's a Sunday afternoon drive, not battling with anybody. As Lamb starting to lose touch with PJ Merrill. Merrill with the row entry off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Up the racetrack, and that top 5 kind of separating themselves. Good battle. Kenny Crypto take a look underneath the 94. Couldn't do anything with him that time in the turn number 1. Tripp has got Garrett all over the back bumper, and at number 5 as well down the backstretch. Tripp with a good run, takes a look to the inside, tucks it back in line in the turn number 1. The 12 of Tripp trying to find a way around the 94 of Childs. That's the battle for your 8th position. Garrett kind of backing off, saving the tires possibly. Now Childs up the racetrack. That opens the door for Tripp. Door to door in the turn 1. Tripp, Childs backs out. Garrett has to make an evasive move, trying to fill the void as now Cody Childs pinches the 5 of Garrett off for turn number 2. Childs back on the ice by Garrett, runs 10th. They've got the 93 of Collins coming with Wrench and the 43 of Burgess as well. Burgess back to their 13th spot. Garrett Lamb now shown as now Bubar will work underneath the 77 of Merrill. Lamb up to 2nd. So Merrill starting to fall backwards. The road towing entry of PJ Merrill. Falling back into the 4th position after running 2nd here at the beginning of this run. Longest green flag of the evening. Jason Ricker down on pit road. Battle shaping up for your number 2 spot. We watch it on screen. Bubar start closing in. Now the Night Owl special of the 38 of Garrett Lamb. Those two have left number 77 of Merrill. Top 3 broken away. This all happened in 3 seconds behind your race leader of Max Cookson. Across the stripe now. He's out lap traffic dead ahead of the Epic Media number 39. Chris Fortier right there in front of him. The 48 of Treadwell up the racetrack in front of the 23 of Fortier. Chris Fortier, the last car on the lead lap right now, back in the 20th spot. Dan Collins able to get by Garrett that time as they got doubled up. Here comes Burgess as well. Collins out of shape. That'll move Burgess. Wrench all slipped up and fell back to 13th. Now is on the offensive as he goes underneath the 43 of Burgess. So Burgess back to 13th. Lamb and Bubar still nose to tail back there for your number 2 spot up in front of this battle. Collins up the racetrack. Garrett going to take a look to the inside. Dominic Garrett taking a bid for your top 10th position. Unable to do it that time in the turn number 1. Max Cookson is working around Chris Fortier, now looking at the back side of the 48 of Treadwell. Treadwell currently runs in your 19th position. PJ Merrill runs fourth. Fifth spot belongs to the Beach Ridge Barbershop entry of Nathan Barth. Sixth spot is the Auburn, Maine native of Tyler Jalbert. Runs sixth, then is Devin Landry, seventh. Eighth is the 12 of Kenny Tripp. Ninth, Cody Childs. With just 30 laps to go, Dan Collins rounds out your top 10. Aaron Rich starting him on the charge. Curate now underneath the 43 of Burgess. These guys are really throwing it to the wind. Burgess scrapes the outside wall. Here comes the 83 of Joslin. Contact from the 34 of Burgess to the rear bumper of Joslin's 83. Joslin up to 13th now. Dan Collins up the racetrack just in front of this battle. Contact, trouble off of turn number 4. Devin Landry around Nathan Barth. As well, yellow flag coming out here. Let's take a look back and see what happened to bring out our 7th yellow of the evening. Jalbert and Barth nose to tail in the turn number 1. Oh, Jalbert with a run got to the left rear quarter panel and around goes the 37 of Barth. Hard outside contact with the concrete barrier. Let's take another look of this down the front stretch. Barth washed up the racetrack. Jalbert got a good rotate through the bottom of the corner and they just made contact. The 12 of Landry up. As we come back live, we've got live pit stops here. Cars on pit road. 83 and Johnson down on pit road looking to get right side tires on that 83. Nathan Barth also down on pit road. PJ Merrill on pit road as well with the number 77. They put 4 fresh Hoosier Racing tires on that automobile. This will really shake it up. We've had about 6-7 cars come down pit road to put some fresh rubber on this car. With just about 25 laps to go. Is there enough time? Now, some more drivers coming down pit road. The 88 of Ryan is down pit road. Travis Poliet is on pit road as well. Your top 5 cars are the only drivers that haven't come down pit road yet so far this race. Aaron Wrench, who runs 6, came down on pit road in 58. Max Cookson showing this one, 25 laps to go. Not down pit road at all, so he's got a little bit of a buffer. Garrett Lamb in your number 2 spot. Driver out of Windham, Maine. Runs in your number 2 spot. Corey Bubar came inside the top 5 in point standings, looking to capitalize on this here tonight. Runs third. Fourth is Tyler Jalbert. Fifth spot is Cody Childs. And he is the last car that has not made a trip down pit road for any sorts here tonight. Sixth spot is the 42 of Aaron Wrench. He came down on pit road on lap 58. He might be on fresher tires than the 5 cars in front of him. Dan Collins is 7th. 8th is PJ Merrill. Nathan Barth, 9th. and Dominic Curate rounding out your top 10. Lights are out atop the Ford Mustang. Pace car is going to make the safe haven to pit road. We're going to have 23 laps to go to settle this one out. Who is it going to be? Green flag, it flies, and Max Cookson jumps on the loud pedal first down here in the turn number 1 they'll go. We've got him 3 wide. Kenny Tripp down here as well. Mooney, Burgess to the outside. Everybody jostling for some positions. Here in the mid-pack is Max Cookson jumping out with Corey Bubar underneath the 38 of Lambert. Jalbert involved in the last yellow flag up to your 4th spot looking for more, so he'll try to get to the 3rd spot. As PJ Merrill with the fresh tires moves the 42 a wrench, says beep beep, come out of the way, I'm going to the front. With the road towing number 77, you can see how much the tires are making a difference. He'll go from the high side of the bottom, sideways for Merrill and into the grass. Yellow flag coming out. Devin Landry also getting involved for the yellow flag here. Nathan Barth involved as well. Chris Fortier and Travis Pouliot. Let's see what happened here to bring out our 8th yellow of the evening. Down the backstretch, he's looking at the 0-3 of Travis Pouliot. Oh, in front of him, Joslin sideways. Kenny Tripp, Nathan Barth goes around. We had a big mess off a turn number 4. Let's go here again, take a different look of it. Kenny Tripp to the inside of Barth. Barth there, contact with the 83 of Joslin. Joslin up the racetrack. And up and over, sticks to Landon. Same with Pouliot. So a big wreck here off of turn number 4. Let's go on board with a 12 of Tripp. Sees the contact and up and just tags the left rear quarter panel and around he'll go. Before that, it was PJ Merrill who was going for the top 4 spot, got down in the grass and the car's on the left. Able to keep it going. Rides in your 5th spot currently, and the point of the yellow flag came out. As we come back live here. So Kenny Tripp back here. Devin Landry down on pit road after a hard contact with the front of his 40-year graphics, number 12. Max Cookson up on the front of this one, loving the pace laps, 18 laps to go. He knows that the fresh tires are behind him. Do they have enough time? If you're just tuning in, Max Cookson took over the race lead on lap number 3 and has had a stranglehold on it here with just 18 laps to go in the Ryan Concrete Coating 125. Field pacing behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Corey Bubar runs in your number 2 spot. Jalbert up to 3rd. Garrett Lamb back to 4th, 5th spot. Fresh tires for the 77 of Merrill. He came in on lap 98. Got saved by that yellow flag as he went through the grass here on the front stretch. Field pacing behind the Ford Mustang pace cars. They head into turn number 3. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Who's it going to be here on Ryan's Concrete Coating Night? Pace car in on the safe haven of pit road. Gas pedal ready to be pushed by Max Cookson. He'll slam the Epic Media sponsored 39 into fourth gear. We're back underway. Cookson down to the inside of the speedway. He'll bring the 04 of Jalbert. Here comes the 77 of Merrill. Merrill trying to make it 3 wide. He'll tuck it back in line side by side in the turn number 3. Garrett Lamb working the outside. Bubar as well up there is the 77 of Merrill trying to be patient. Jocelyn for position. Here comes Curate in the number 5 car as well. Dan Collins in the number 93. That's the battle for your 6th spot as we got yellow flag. Chris Fortier going around here on off of turn number 2. Yellow flag coming out. As Jalbert is up to your number 2 spot. Has he saved anything on those tires? Take a look back here and see what happened to Chris Fortier. Coming down the back front stretch, the 94 of Childs down on the inside of the racetrack. Had some issues. Up in front of him, it looks like Scott Tapley involved, Chris Ryan. Take a look and see what happened to the 31 of Tapley. The 37 of Barth Mooney gets turned around by wrench and then there's contact everywhere. For the yellow flag here. It looked like Kyle Mooney involved. Daryl Barth going around as well as Poliot. Some more carnage here on the back stretch. Come back live. Max Cookson showing away 13 laps to go. So we go high above with the Ryan Concrete coating. Blimp Cam, high above the USA International Speedway. While they pace under yellow flag, we're going to take a moment to step away. We'll bring you back here to the action. You won't miss any green flag action here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the USA International Raceway as we come back. Lights have just gone out on the pace car, and tonight's race being brought to us by mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning. It's the Maine Sim Racing Series. Tonight's presenting sponsor, Ryan Concrete Coating. If you need to protect your coating, which I highly recommend, use Ryan Concrete Coating. With over 62 different flakes, they can make your concrete floor the talk of the town. As we get ready to go back, green flag racing when you're coming back.
Simulated racing can be awesome,
Here to
but
the
it can
green
also be
flag.
kind of a free-for-all. Interesting.
Off of turn number 4 they come. Green flag is out. We're back underway. 9 laps to go to settle this one out. PJ Merrill on the outside. He'll work to the outside of the 12 of Bubar. He's got the 04 of Jalbert stuck in his way. His 39 of Cookson trying to run away. 9 laps to go. It'll be 8 to go at the stripe as Bubar and Jalbert run side by side for your race lead. 77 of Merrill starting to get a little impatient as he's got fresh tires and needs to use them. Jalbert going to go to the inside. PJ Merrill's going to throw it in on the outside in the turn number 3. Merrill on the outside of the speedway. He'll try to get the momentum built up. Garrett Lamb's going to move back underneath him. That'll put Merrill back to 5th. The outside of the speedway, not where you want to be at the current moment. PJ Merrill now with the momentum. He'll take over 4 spots and he'll slam the door shut on the 38 of Lamb in the turn number 3. All this happening with just 6 laps to go. Do they have enough time to chase down the race leader of Max Cookson? Cookson picked up the race lead on lap number 3 and is not looking to give it back. Off of turn number 4, Barney the flagman gets on the high 5 laps to go for the 39 of Cookson. Merrill shape behind the 04 of Jalbert. Jalbert looking to capitalize and leave here as your current points leader. Merrill down to the inside in the turn number 3. He'll move the 04 up the racetrack. Merrill deck to 3rd. Garrett Lamb now in line trying to get underneath the 04 of Jalbert. 4 laps to go. And 1 second lead for the 39 of Cookson. Dan Collins and Aston Burgess make contact in the turn number 3 up the racetrack, and yellow flags coming out. We're going to overtime. Chris Fortier involved in this one once again. Yellow flag coming out on lap 122. Let's take a look back and see what happened. Fortier working behind the 88 of Chris Ryan off the turn number 2. Oh, he's got the outside fence, and Cody Childs just nowhere to go. And around goes the 23. Tough break for the 23 of Chris Fortier. Max Cookson showing way. This is going to go into overtime here with a green-white checkered attempt. The 12 of Landry getting the wave around, and they'll get put back on the lead lap. That'll put 17 cars on the lead lap here to settle this one out. Can Max Cookson go for the hat trick? Can he get 3 wins in a row? Can Corey Pubar pick up the race win? He runs there in your number 2 spot. Then we have the PJ Merrill, the road towing entry, car number 77 of Merrill. He runs 3rd. He's going to start on the inside, and he's got some fresher tires, but have the heat cycles hurt those fresh Hoosier tires? He came in on lap number 98. Fourth spot is the 04. Tyler Jalbert was 2nd in the standings coming into tonight's action. But Matthew Burgoyne's trouble, who runs in the 19th spot, it looks like Jalbert might take over as your current points leader after tonight's main event. Unofficially, 5th spot is the number 38 of Garrett Lamb, who's ran inside the top 5 all night long, keeping the car's fenders straight on that nicely painted number 38, the Night Owl entry. Kenny Tripp in car number 12 runs in 6th spot. 7th spot is Dominic Curett. Aston Burgess celebrating a birthday here tonight. Runs in the 8th spot. Got into tonight's race virtue of a provisional. Missed it in the last chance qualifier by 1 spot. Him and the 72 of Murray had a drag race banging doors to the line. He missed it just by a half a car, but is able to get in virtue of provisional here tonight. And he's making the most of it inside the top 10 right now. Lights are out, double final restart coming at you. 3 laps to go to settle this one. It's going to be a green, a white, and a checkered to settle out the Ryan's concrete coating. 125 here tonight at the USA International Speedway. Pace car down and away into the pace, into the safe haven of the pit road. Green flag is ready to come out. Max Cookson and Bubar in the front row. Green flag is out. We're back underway. PJ Merrill going to try to get into your number 2 spot. He will do so. Bubar up the racetrack. Jalbert as well right underneath them. Contact between those two, and they have to check up. PJ Merrill into your number 2 spot. We've got them 3 wide in the turn number 3. Somehow they make it work. Off of turn number 4. They're still 3 wide. White flag is out. Final trip around the speedway for Max Cookson. He's got PJ Merrill coming in a hurry. Garrett Lamb up to 3rd back here as Max Cookson works down the backstretch. Final trip to turns 3 and 4. Merrill, not enough time. Cookson's going to 3P. He'll win the Ryan Concrete Coating 125. Merrill will finish 2nd, 3rd as Mayhem breaks out behind him. As Max Cookson will pick up the win. He'll park it in victory lane for the 3rd straight time. Max Cookson picking up the win. PJ Merrill will finish in your number 2 spot. 3rd spot will go to the 38 of Garrett Lamb. Max Cookson burning it down here on the front stretch in front of a packed grandstands at the USA International Raceway. He will park it right there in victory lane. As he does so, we'll make our way down to the front stretch. And as we do that, we'll take a moment, step away. We'll be right back here. You're watching the Mainless Ductless Air Conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And welcome back here to the USA International Speedway as we are in our Ryan Concrete Coating post-race show. And we are down here in Victory Lane where we've caught up with tonight's feature event winner. And that is none other for the 3rd time in a row. How about it for Max Cookson? Max, you came home with tonight's feature event win. You had to battle it off there. You took the lead on lap number 3. How challenging was it tonight here at the USA Speedway?
Yeah, it wasn't really as bad as Lanier. Lanier had to come from 17th, and I got the got a good draw in the heat this week, so it definitely made my life a lot easier. But just got the lead there and tried to keep the tires on it. And then the green-white checkers, you really never know how it's going to play out into one, but got a good restart there on the green-white checker there and was able to hold them off.
Pretty interesting format here. You guys roll into these racetracks week in and week out, and you have to go to the dreaded pill draw. How relieved were you that you had at least a top 4 starting spot here at USA? USA is a tough but very fast racetrack.
Yeah, I actually rolled around with Adam there on the top, which I was never really used the top side at all, but it was there if I needed to make a pass. But it's pretty racy, long straightaways, and the bottom was definitely the fast group tonight.
Well, you had some late race charges coming there. You and about 4 other cars stayed out on that last yellow on lap 100. You saw the rest of the field come down pit road for their tires that they had allotted to them in the pits. Were you a little bit worried at that point?
Yeah, I knew PJ took tires there, and on that restart where he's like 5th, he kind of got boxed in, and I got away there, and then he restarted 3rd there, and I knew he was going to be alright, but I knew if I got a good enough jump, he just wouldn't have enough time to get to me at all.
Well, you come home tonight. This is your 3rd win in a row. It should help you out in the point standings. You cracked the top 10 after missing a few weeks at the beginning of the season. We're off next week, and then we come back for 3 races in a row, and we head to Myrtle Beach Speedway. How is that looking for you? I believe that's going to be one of the last open set races that we have on the schedule.
Yeah, the open setup stuff is definitely what I mostly do, but not really running for points. Like you said, I just kind of missed the first few, but it's fun to come out here and just try to pick up some wins.
Well, who makes it all possible for you, Max? We know this is becoming a habit, and I'm pretty sure winning never ends up being boring for you. But who makes it all possible for you to come in and finish here in the first place for the 3rd time in a row?
Just Splash Go Graphics, Night Oil Designs, Finish Line, Sean for putting this deal on, you for broadcasting, and everyone for watching.
All right, there you have it there, boys and girls. That is Max Cookson. He drives the number 39, and he picks up tonight's feature event win. We are unfortunately unable to get in contact with our 2nd place finish, but that was PJ Merrill who came in to tonight's action in the number 2 spot, and he had a valiant effort. Came down pit road on lap 98, was able to rally back and get inside of the top 4. So PJ Merrill was able to finish in tonight's 2nd spot. In 3rd spot, well, that goes to the driver of the number 38. That was Garrett Lamb, who's from Windham, Maine, with a Libby Septic Night Owl Creations Shamrock Farms entry. And he did a great job finishing inside the top 3 here tonight. But before we get going, let's take a look at the current point standings, unofficial standings after tonight. Here you can see the how they finished there. Matthew Burgoyne gonna fall to 5 points behind Tyler Jalbert. These are all unofficial. I remind you that these are all unofficial. Garrett Lamb up 1 to the 3rd spot. Devin Landry will fall back to 4th, and Corey Bubar will stay inside the top 5. That is how the points look unofficially, and here is our unofficial results for tonight's Ryan's Concrete Coating 125. Max Cookson, we just heard from him, picked up the win. PJ Merrill will come home in the number 2 spot. Garrett Lamb will finish 3rd. Dominic Curry, Tyler Gilbert rounding out your top 5. Kenny Tripp, Corey Pubar, Ashton Burgess, and Dan Collins, Cody Childs rounding out your top 10. Finishing in 11th spot, Aaron Wrench, Kyle Mooney will come home 12th, Scott Tapley 13th, Devin Landry, Chris Ryan, Brian Treadwell, Chris Fortier, and Matthew Burgoyne rounding out the top 18 cars. Taking a look here at the results. Let's take a look at the next spots. 19th will go to Nathan Barth. Travis Poliak will finish 20th. 21st, Adam Joslin. After running up front most of the night, his night just went down the tubes here tonight. He'll regather it, and we'll see him in action at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Aiden Murray will finish 22nd. Jason Ricker, 23rd. Trevor Graffam, Jacob Heathcote, and Scott Small, your 26-car starting field. Everybody else, Shane Lake on down, not making the show. But that will do it from the USA International Speedway. And before we let you go, we got to thank once again here tonight. It was the Mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series. We got to thank Mainly Ductless Heating and Air for coming on board as title sponsor. You are in need of some repairs or maintenance done on your AC or heating unit. Give them a call, 857-526-5443. Also, tonight's presenting sponsor of the race, Ryan Concrete Coating. Here at the USA International Raceway, and Ryan Concrete Coating is an established and experienced family-owned and operated company ready to exceed your epoxy and floor polishing dreams. Visit them on Facebook to see some examples of their work. With 62 flake color options, the sky is the limit in transforming your space while investing in to protect and preserve your concrete surface. Call them today, 207-745-3411. to schedule a free estimate. Well, that will do it here tonight for everybody involved here at the Maine Sim Racing Series. We want to thank you all for tuning on in. Hopefully you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time at the Myrtle Beach Speedway for the Mainly Ductless Heating and Air Conditioning Maine Sim Racing Series. For everybody here behind the scenes at Turn 3 Racing Network, my name is Al Smith, the Boss Man. Have a great one, and we will see you at the racetrack.